Houston, we have a problem.
Hey guys, Will Robinson here from Robinson's Auto. Welcome back. Got another short clip for you today. It's been a pretty busy couple weeks for me. Haven't been able to catch everything on video for you guys, but maybe start leaving some feedback. I'll leave a little more, or try to throw up a camera if you need something. But this one just so happens to be on a starter. The car just got towed in. It's a 94 Ford Escort, but this applies to many makes and models. I'm just going to show you how to get right to the point and see if it's the starter, and get right down there on the solenoid, skip all the other relays and ignition switches. Just skip everything, go right to the source, and see if you got power there. If you don't, then you can backtrack and go from there. But to save yourself some time, I'm going to show you how to get right down there, set up a test light, hit the key. If you have juice down there, you know it's a starter, something with the solenoid, and you can just replace the starter or rebuild it, whatever you want to do. But it's pretty simple, straightforward. Sorry I got to hurry on this one, but customer needs the car, so let me show you. Okay guys, as you can see, this is a 1.9 Ford. Starter's in the back. It's a little tight to get to. Just going to remove this intake hose to give me some room. Of course, your first step you want to do in any troubleshooting of a starter or a system like that, you want to check your battery connections, but I know in this case these are fine. And make sure you got power down to the main lead on the solenoid. Just so you can see it. Take your test light. See, it'll light up. You know you got power to your main lug, so that's a good thing. Now you can proceed to the next step. Okay guys, now in this step you're going to want to take your test light, just like before. It's connected to the ground. Then you want to go to your smaller terminal. Usually only have one single wire on it. Probe it in there. Now I'm going to go in there and turn the ignition and tell me if that light lights up. Okay guys, I'm going to go turn the ignition, see if that light lights up. Okay guys, now we know we have all our correct power and voltages down to the starter. Now we gotta proceed to changing the starter. But that's just a simple, quick way of jumping right to the source and making sure all your voltages are there. And it's just a quick process of elimination. Now if I didn't have voltage to that single wire, then I'd have to work my way back through the system. In this case it was a pretty easy, straightforward troubleshoot, and I could actually hear the solenoid trying to engage. But a lot of times you don't have that, and so that's just my starting point. A lot of times, sometimes if I get a feeling that it's not the starter, I'll start somewhere else, but 9 times out of 10 I'll just throw a quick test light on that lead, and if I don't have power, then I know it's not the starter, and then I know to back up on my troubleshooting. But let me start changing the starter. The lighting's not good and it's dark down in that hole. I have no good way of getting you down there. But on this particular model, I'll show you. That goes, you're going to want to start by disconnecting one of your battery terminals. Now on this particular car, there's 2 through bolts. They go through the bell housing on this side into the starter, and then there's one from the opposite side at the bottom. Branch extension, 13mm. Should be able to do this whole job with 13. Down in there. Yeah, that's how you get busted knuckles, guys. That's one. That's 2. Okay guys, I'm trying to give you a view down here of the starter still in place. As you can see, where that one top through bolt came through the tranny bell housing to the starter. I got them 2 out. There's one more bottom one down there, as you can see. Prior to taking that one out, you're going to want to disconnect your power leads. Right there is the small lead. That's the one that I back probed, and that had power when I turned the ignition to start. The bigger lug was your main battery cable. That one comes straight front of your battery. That one should have power at all times. And that little one should only have power when you turn the key to start. And that's the one you're going to want to see that test light up on when you turn to start. And that way you know everything in your system is complete and your problem is at the starter. Guys, like I said, most of the wiring you can do from this side. Actually, all the wire. I already got the main lug loose. Nut. Move that lug. Unplug the plug. Now proceed to taking your last remaining bolt out of your starter. So I'm sorry I can't give you guys a good shot down there, but I tried different angles and I really couldn't get a good shot. Okay, your last remaining starter bolts out. Now you there's an oil pressure switch back there, so you're gonna have to turn the starter just a little bit to get it past it, and pull it up through. And there it is. Get your new starter. Okay guys, I got my new starter. Well, actually in this case this one's a remanufacture. If you can, and if they have the right equipment at the parts store, have them bench test it for you before you bring it back to the shop. And or you can simply do it with a battery charger. Just put your main lead here and jump it here and make sure everything engages, your Bendix, your solenoid, and your starter spins freely. So you don't go putting it in and finding out later that there's something wrong. Alright, let's put it in. So you gotta get past that oil switch. Take my lower bolt. Okay, at this time if you want you can hook up your wires, but prior to tightening that bolt you want to make sure you have all your bolts started. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up all these wires. It's only 2 wires actually, so I showed you before. It actually came with a new nut and lock washer. Tighten that right up. Look at that, it should be a nice tight fit. Okay, proceed to this side, put your 2 through bolts. This one has 1 bracket it has to go through prior to going through the training. Second through bolt. This one has another wire loom. That's a go through. Same 13mm. Once you get everything started, you go ahead and tighten them up. Okay, get them all nice and tight. The next thing you want to do is go over everything, because you know you had your hands shoved back here. Make sure nothing came unplugged. Check that connection on that pressure switch. Check your solenoid wires, main battery cable. Aha, right here I got a vacuum hose. Actually, it's just a pressure differential switch for the EGR. Let that disconnect it. That's hooked back up. Make sure nothing else is got disturbed. Yeah, everything looks good, guys. Take one more look over. This guy's actually a steady customer of mine. I rebuilt this motor about maybe a couple years ago. This was a complete rebuild. And, of course, it had the original starter put back in it. But keep them coming back for the right reasons, you know? It's just one of them fluke things. They go bad. Alright, I think I got everything good. I'm going to put the intake hose back on. You see there's an arrow. Flow the directions. Right there's the mass airflow sensor. Got an arrow pointing to that. Okay. I like going over everything a couple times. There's a couple temperature sensors down in here. I want to make sure I don't unplug anything. That looks good. Alright. Make sure all your tools are accounted for. Okay, got my whole set. Got my socket, got my ratchet. Got the nut I took off it. Got my extension. Now's a good time to clean your battery terminals. These ones are actually really clean. I did these up for them the last time I had it in. And they still look good. And reconnect your battery terminal. It still looks really good. So, reconnect this. Okay. And get yourself some terminal protector. Couple quick sprays. It'll soak down in there and protect those battery connections. Okay guys, I got that all sprayed up. I'm going to let it dry a little bit before I put the cover over it. I went over everything. Wires are tight. Plugs on. All the bolts are tight. I don't see anything I knocked off. Hose is back on. Let's fire it up, see if it works. Moment of truth. Okay guys, that sounds good. I think we got it. Stir this up over there. As you see, those are aftermarket terminals, so it's not going to fit very well. But it's something there for protection. So, really wasn't all that bad, was it? That's just a quick way to jump directly to the source, pinpoint your problem, and go from there. You see only one busted knuckle. Not really busted, just busted the skin, but that happens. Everything sounds good. I don't hear any vacuum leaks. So, I think it's good to go. Alright, like always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Leave a comment. Any suggestions. Like I said, I can't always get everything in here on video. So, maybe if there's something you want to see, if I get it in, I'll throw a camera up and record it for you. But until next time, guys, thanks again for watching. And subscribe. Alright? Okay guys, while I got this here, I want to give you another shot of another common problem with these, and that's the clutch switch. So if you don't have power going to that starter, 9 times out of 10 it's this clutch switch. And if you have a standard transmission, there's a clutch pedal. You come up and you'll see that white switch back there. And here what that does, it's like a neutral safety switch. It doesn't want you starting the car while it's in gear without disengaging it. So when you push the clutch down, that mechanism goes in, pushes that switch in, and completes the circuit. Now on an automatic transmission, it'll be found on your shifter, but 9 times out of 10, it's that safety switch. If you don't have power out to the starter. So just want to give you a quick shot of that. It's pretty. I think you just need a 10mm wrench. There's a connection right there. And if you're stuck on the side of the road and you got to get it going, and just to eliminate this, you can unplug that and just put a jumper wire across it. on the feed side, not on the switch side. You want to go on the the harness side of the connection and jump them wires out. There's just 2 wires there. Just put a jumper pin in there, and if that's your problem, the car will start up. Just make sure you push the clutch in or have it in neutral prior to starting it, and then replace that switch as soon as possible. But that's another common problem. I just want to give you a shot at it, and that's if you don't have power out to that small terminal. A lot of times it's that switch right there. Okay guys, I'm out.